Welcome ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nesha and this is KSP 1.2. So today we're gonna build a ship that can go to land on Duna and go back to Kerbin. And this is a preview of what we're gonna build in this episode and what we're gonna fly all the way to Duna in the next episode. So let's start building this. Well, one of the things I have done to be able to build this gigantic ship so we can fly to Duna with it is it was huge. So we need an advanced react wheel module, the large one. So I upgraded that one, and I also went with this just because I want to make some stairs on the ship so we don't have to fly around with our kerbals, so they can go directly enter the ship. So yeah, let's go back to the vehicle assembly building. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we have our standard pod, the one we have been using, and I'm slowly adding new things now and then. And one of the things I added today on the standard pod is a ladder, so our kerbals can now climb up the rocket without having to, we have to fly around and try to get hit that small area there, so we can just climb up. So yeah, that is one of the changes. Otherwise it's the same pod as recognized. And here we have my design. I decided to do that, I decided to design everything. It took me like 45 minutes. So instead of me seeing, guessing, moving a thing around, we will reconstruct this part here, and you will see why I choose the different choices. So what we need first is the first part we need to build here is the part that is gonna go from Duna to Kerbin. So we need about, if we go inside here, let's see. Yeah, I found my calculator and added everything up. So we need about 1140 delta V to be able to go from Duna all the way back to Kerbin. First stage, we need to be able to leave Duna. We need 1450 to make an orbit around Duna. Exactly the same thing we are always doing from Kerbin here, but it's a lot more expensive and more needing a lot more fuel to do it in Kerbin, because that is 3400. And then I just added everything up here, so we need around 3140. That was what we needed. Okay, cool. So knowing that, we will start with a tank. Let's see what size I see my sheet apart. Okay, I used to, okay, I'm cheating. So I went with this tank here, so that will be our first part. And then I went with a, of course I went with a poodle. And let's see, Kerbin. I think the staging is wrong. Okay, now we got, so what we want to, you can kind of check here with this if you want to, you can just see. So this is a good thing with this Kerbal engineer. We can change that for Duna. So let's do this for this exercise here. It's about leaving Duna. So it's a good thing to know our thrust to weight ratio on Duna. So yeah, cool. Yeah, so we want to go with 4. Let's see here. We want to go. Okay, my big Duna thing is really. I will put it over here for now. So yeah, cool. So let's start with our decouplers. I went with this distance one. So let's first check. So one of the things we of course want to check is that we have the rate. Yeah, and we want 4 of those. So there we go. And I'm checking here with the ladder. We really want our ladder to work there, so that works good. Cool. So let's put in some fuel tanks. We'll take the largest small one here and put it. We will put it right here. Okay. I must stop saying okay to everything. So here we have it, and we will of course go with Terrier engines for these small rocket parts. So cool. So now we have, as I said before, we needed 3140 delta V to reach going from Duna to Kerbin. So we have already made that number. Well, we have already made that number more than enough here, so let's just make everything more efficient, because it's always good to have some extra fuel abilities here. So yeah, I'm just checking so everything is straight. So what I want to do now is go to utility. I want these is our M key. So this is our M key 25, and those are drogues, and we want those one because there is actually an atmosphere at Duna, so when we're gonna land there, those extra parachutes will be so useful for us, because it will break our speed. We'll of course already use the parachutes we have already on the pod, so that will slow us down even more, because this is the part we will have on Duna before we leave. Yeah, like I said 10,000 times already. So let's wait with our... Yeah, we need some lander gear. That is correct. So let's go with the big ones. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Okay, so let's do it like this. So we fixed that again. Oh no, I went... Sometimes this snaps very weird here. Let's see. Okay, cool. So now, as you can see, this will not pose any problems to land with this. So now, after all, it's very cheap to make this even more efficient, if we can. After all, we're gonna fly a very long way home, so if we can get some free Delta V for a small amount of money, that will be awesome. So I will add fuel duct here, so we can get rid of these parts and still get something, get all the power out of them. So let's see here. Now we have more or less designed this lander part. Now we want to fix all the staging. So let's start with that. So there we have the upper part looks right, but that doesn't look okay. So let's move that around. We have 4 there, and those chutes, I'm not sure where I will put the chutes yet. So let's see. Yeah, so we have 3,708 Delta V. That should be more than enough for us leaving Duna. What I would also want to do, as we will have a lot of forces bending on this, especially when we are using the parachutes here and we deploy them, they will pull everything. So we really want to make this more stable. So I'm thinking of, let's zoom in here so we see what we do. Okay, cool. So now we have stabilized that thing a bit. So let's see here if I can. Yeah, my mod can make this better. Yeah, it could. So now that the part is more stable, after all, the parachute will try to pull it in that way, and that will make the things to bend. But the fuel ducts also acts as a stabilizer, just like a strut. So we are now. Our lander part is done. Let's see here if we can. I think we want to build another ladder so our guys can get up here. We don't want 4 of them, so let's get down the symmetry. We want to snap. I think I'm 22.5. Yeah. So let's see how it works here. It's still, yeah, the kerbals will still have to jump to get that one, so I will definitely want to move it down a bit. So let's go here. Okay, definitely want to move it even more. I think I will have to move it all the way here. Yeah, that should do it. Or I hope so, otherwise we tip the ship. But yeah, we have to find out. We could actually go test it, but I'm too lazy for doing that. I will just hope for the best. So yeah, I added some normal stairs there. So let's retract all our ladders here. Cool, so now we have our lander part, and now we have the challenge after we have left Kerbin. It's the same amount of delta V that we need to be used to go. This time we need to go from the orbit of Kerbin, when we're orbiting around Kerbin and trying to make our transfer to Duna, and get all the way there and land. That is what we need to do. So we need the same amount of fuel for doing that. So that is 3,140. So yeah, let's start building our transfer part here. So first of all, we need some couplers so we can decouple and couple. Cool, so that part is good there. Let's get ready. Let's just get every landing gear up here so it looks nice and tidy. Okay, so the thing is, the lower we go in our stations, we have a station now that has to push all this part. This is 40 tons. It's not very efficient, but I like to do it in this way, so I will do it in this way. I don't care. It will work. I'm quite sure it will work. But yeah, so cool. So there we have it. Another part here that is gonna push all this part all the way to Duna. So cool. Let's go in with some. I'm thinking we don't need a lot of force. Let's just get our symmetry right. We want 4 of those, and so cool. So let's get that ready. As we will be in space when we get rid of this part, I have no problems in using these small starter decouplers. They will be strong enough to throw the waste, because in vacuum they are. That's a lot of force, because they're, yeah, you know. I will not even try to explain that. I don't know why, but that's how it works. I can't explain why, but I know it works in that way. So we can see now our part on stage 6. This is the part stage 6 here, and it seems like cool. So in part 7, stage 7, we have 1000 delta V. That is not enough to go all the way, so we need to add more tanks, and we're gonna go super crazy here. We're gonna go big and compact. That is probably my favorite. Big and compact. Okay, cool. So now we have more fuel. We need more engines, and as you can see, that is 3,000. We are getting there. Just 100 and yeah, almost 200 delta V more. But we will do this in a fashionable way. So we will use these parts, because even if there are adapters, they are actually let's see, they are actually had some fuel there. So you can see there that we have reached our number with 3,221, and that is even before we have set this up, all of this. So first we need to stabilize this, I'm thinking, because this is heavy stuff. So let's first get in there. It's always hard to get the struts. Let's just see. I'm just gonna press there. So a strut, I really want a strut just to make it more stable. So we need to just get it there, and then I will let my I forgot what the mod I'm using for you doing all those helpful mod what they are doing there. So yeah, we have stabilized that. Cool. So we want. I'm looking for the aerodynamic parts here. So we want a slanted type B one, because this will look very. Here. Oh, sorry. It's really hard for me. This game is the worst game to ever record, because you have to move around your hands a lot at the same time, because there are so many different keys, and I really hate to get this thing to snap. I'm about to snap, I can tell you. I really hate this part. You just gonna... Then I have to use an angle like that. Oh, it fits. So you can see there we have 3,200. So 3,140 was our goal, but we can make this more effective by using the fuel docks again. We'll gain a small amount of... Let's look at that number. It's 3,204. So I'm just worried. So it looks okay. It was just spreading there. Okay, so let's fuel dock it like this. And come on, game. I can't stand ugly things, so I have to fix this. So, oh, there we go. My plugin solved it to us. Cool. So, as you can see, by just using fuel docks, we gained almost 200 delta V. So now we have a budget of 3,468. So that is just awesome. But I don't like the staging there. It's not. I prefer to have my staging on different stages. Yeah, you can have it so it throws away, but I kind of like to make it slow and controlled. So there we go. With that part. So we now have, as you can see, we have a good budget here for going back and forth. And now we come to the very heavy part. We need to make a launcher that can launch all this, that can take this from Kerbin to orbit, and that is probably the hardest trip we're gonna make. Yeah, that is the most expensive thing, and especially look at this, it weighs 198 tons. Yeah, we are going big. I don't think the NASA will hire me as a rocket designer, but I kind of like this rocket because it's stylish at least. So what will we need now? Oh, I forget a critical part here. A critical part here is, you remember what I told about those reaction wheels? We really need that, as look at it, it's heavy, like so heavy, so we really need it. So what we're gonna do then, let's do it like this. So let's go to command and control, and we will pick up our big reaction wheel, put it there. There we go. So now we can control our ship a little bit better. Otherwise, you have a reaction wheel inside your pod, but you really need another reaction wheel if you are gonna be able to turn this ship around, and that will be tough anyway, even with the reaction wheel, I think. So cool. Now I need a pause to take some tea and think over. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it started to get crowded here, especially when I have almost a full rocket behind me there. The game is actually thinking a lot. Sometimes I get small pauses here. So, yeah, let's start building our things. We want one of these. I think I want more than those. And let's see. I want another reaction wheel. And you want to kind of have your reaction wheels in the middle of rockets, because I think they are more useful if you are in the middle of them. Or that's my theory. It's probably right, but I can be wrong. So Okay, cool. So we need a lot of fuel to get here, so I'm just stacking on here. We need one orange one and one of the big ones there, so let's just... As you can see, this is no small rocket. This is the part that will lift us from Kerbin. So this is the part... I guess this will be the part that will do most of heavy lifting while we're trying to get our orbit here, so... And the reason it will be totally alone lifting this part here, so what I need is this part. This is the strongest one I have available to me. So you can see the stats here. It has... Oh, we are not on Duna any longer, we are in Kerbin, so let's change that for Kerbin. So you can see it will have a thrust to weight ratio of 1.14, so it can make the job. It can do what we need it to do. So let's start now adding. What I will do now, I will create our own boosters by using 6 parts of this length, not this part one here, but yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, what I was talking about boosters, yeah, I just cleaned up in here a bit now because I think I can do the last part without having to check over my build here. So the problem is this one is super powerful, but as you can see the shape presents itself with some problems. As you can see, it's sticking out here. So we will not use more of those, we'll use the main sail engine instead, the more standard one. The first thing we want to do now, so why was I telling you that? That is why I'm choosing this decoupler for this job. Is it because so we don't get stuck our rockets when we are decoupling them in while we're flying, so they are not getting stuck there. Yeah, so we will more or less copy the part we have already done here without the length of it here. So let's see, fuel, we go with one of these. Okay, starting to get crowded here. Let's see. It's extra hard with them here to just get them to attach as you want. Okay, we are at a very weird angle here, so let's fix that first. Let's go to 2 symmetry. Cool, so yeah, I had a weird angle there. Cool. The only thing that is the problem here, we can't add any nose coins as they are will clip into our puller engines there. So yeah, but we can do without. We can do it without them. So let's add this, and we will add this. Oh, I just realized what I did here. It is like this. Yeah. Okay, cool. I made an error. It's about to be this tall. I hope so. Otherwise I will waste a lot of time here. Oh no, now I'm worried. I have to rebuild everything. Well, yeah. Okay, now let's just continue. So cool, so we have done that. So to make our job easy, because we want to have 6 of these firing at the same time, so we'll make it easy for ourselves by making all the things we need to do right now. So I will get our struts out, so we have some stabilize our rocket. Okay, cool. Let's see if I'm not sure where they went. I don't like that at all. Where did they went? Sometimes. Okay, I think I have to do it in the halfway. You have to kind of zoom in super much. Almost inside the rocket to be able to okay, there we have it. So Okay, cool. That is good enough for me. Finally, that took a lot of time. Sometimes it's really hard to get those things right. So I'm thinking I actually need another strut here. We don't want to visit. There is a lot of weight and power here, so we probably need another strut. Let's just make sure struts are cheap, so I'm not worried by using those. Cool. So now we have stabilized the whole part here of the rocket. The one thing, we're gonna separate, we're gonna need to get rid of these parts, but using that one, I think Force is so weak on that one. So what we need to do is use some separatrons. So separatrons is small rockets that fire in a direction and they will go, yeah, they are like small boosters that you can use for things like this. Okay, let's turn it around. We want to, so the way we wanted it to face is that direction. The black one is the muzzle, and that's the direction it will fire. So what we need to do now is line those up. So what it will do, okay, let's make it, yeah. So what they will do, they will fire at the same time as the decoupler, as long as we stage it correctly. Of course, we need to stage this. So there we have that stage. Cool. So let's move our separatrons over here. Awesome. So we have all that stage left. Okay, cool. That is not correct. We want it to be like this. So let's switch it around. Why is there? Is it this part? Yes, it is. So that is not correct. That should be on its own part. And we want the engines to be before those. Okay, this is super weird. I need to sort this out. The staging is completely wrong here. Okay, there is some staging error here. I really need to sort this out. I have to rethink this all the time here. Let's see. Okay, cool. This started to line up. Oh, the staging is good, especially with, yeah, you have to really be careful here so you don't mess things up. Okay. So yeah, it's fairly correct for the moment. So what you can do to, let's get our main sails. And those two. Okay, cool. So now that is not correct, we need those to be, I don't want, they should fire with them. Yeah, this is the other station part to get rid of this. So yeah, all the engines need to be on the bottom. So then we need the separatrons. This will be the last part, and this will be the part where we get rid of all of it. Cool, so now we have the main sail engine and we have everything set up. So what we now need is, yeah, I will copy this part first because we will do this in Papyrus, I think it's called. So I will copy this first for our part here. And get this correctly set up. Okay, cool. It looks correct. So what we need to do now is that game wants to screw everything up. It wants to screw up the staging, so you kind of have to think ahead here. I'm just looking from this angle because then I can see these highlights up. So okay, cool. So those need to be on their own stage. And that is, we want this part to be the last one. So that is why it's higher up in the queue or earlier in queue. Yeah, it's kind of backward thinking, so I'm kind of thinking backwards. Okay, cool. So we now have that engine there. Let's see. I'm just checking this because it saves times. It's harder to check when there are too much stuff here. So I'm just checking so everything is set up correctly. Okay, cool. It looks though like this part is not at the same height as the other, so let's fix that. Cool. So now we just need to add another one, but I will, for doing that, now is the point where it is the easiest to add a fuel duct, because we want this to be prepared station, so it means like we will peel off more and more, so this will be the last part. Okay, cool. So let's fix that. Tidy that up. Cool. So what we need now is to copy this part here. I'm just double checking another time so our staging is not messed up. All the engines are at the bottom and everything is ready. Cool. So this will be the first part we will throw away. Okay, as you can see how hard it is to do all those things, and that's why I started with fuel ducts there. I'm trying to get closer here so I can fix. It's almost impossible to kind of have to do stupid things like this to be able to select. I just want to select that part, please, game. Maybe it's easier. I think I can get it there. Yes. Just want to level that out. Yeah, so it copied our fuel ducts too, so it's correctly here, but as you can see with staging, it's wrong. It ended everything to 11. So the stage 11 here. So let's find out. I think I'm just checking here. So these guys, I'm currently want to put this part on its own stage. Okay, cool. That's that. That's that. Okay, so what more? Yeah, I need to check this. Or I can do it like that. That is easier. Okay, so what we need to do is move all those to that stage. Yeah, so you kind of have to build backwards. Or, yeah, you can do it all these things afterwards if you want to, but I feel it's easier to get the parts right now, because now I know everything is set up correctly. But yeah, this could be a good. It could be a good thing for you to check that a couple of extra time, especially before launch. So what have we created here, my friends? Yeah, I was talking about. Yeah, this rocket part has 4023 delta V. And it's mostly thanks to the papyrus staging, because it is very effective here. You can see there after. Oh well, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, this is not correct. We can't lift off with this rocket because I have made a mistake. And it took me so long to figure out that mistake, but it was a very simple one. I have mixed up the engines. I have skipper engines. I was talking about mainsail engines. We need those extra part for making that. Yeah, I can tell you, it took me like 10 minutes to figure that out. So let's add our mainsails, and this should make our rocket ready. Let's see how our game has automatically put all our engines. We want all our engines at the bottom of the station list, so let's find out. Where are you? Okay, so they decided that stage 10 it was a very good place to be. We don't want our engines here. We want all our engines to fire and lift off. Otherwise we will not be able to lift off. And as you can see, we have reached our goals here. Our By changing the engines, we lost some delta V, but the thrust to weight ratio of the mainsails is more than enough for the task we needed to do. So yeah, now we have a complete rocket with a complete of 11,062 delta V. So we have 3 parts that we can use. This will be the part we'll leave. This will be the part we'll leave Duna with. This is the part that will take us from Duna from the orbit, and this big huge ass part will be the part that will take us to orbit, so we can launch our gigantic launcher, a gigantic ship here. So what I will now do the small things that is also very important to make this thing to work. So first I want to use the aerodynamic. Let's see. Let's go with it, because we can fit any nose cone there, but I don't care really. It won't make a big difference. I think we have secured that with a strut, but I'm thinking maybe we should add extra struts here. Yeah, so this is the finishing touches. So it will be, now it's all about tweaking. So let's see. Yeah, I'm on 4 symmetry, and then I will just add it here, and I will use my own light as target here. Cool, so as you can see now, that will be secure. I'm a little bit worried about this part, but I think it will suffice, because it will not be that heavy. Cool, these parts I knew when we made our own boosters that we can peel off. I know they are secure, so what we want to do now is to check the aerodynamic qualities of this rocket. Yeah. And as you can see, it's disastrous. But nowhere is there is nothing. At least rocket aerodynamic is very easy as long as you don't build it too compact. But I am building very compact, but very aerodynamic at the same time. So I'm not worried about that part up here. So let's add some. Where do we have? I want something big, because we're quite huge ship here. Yeah, let's use this. So let's add wings here. Let's make it nice by using the engine. We have that engine thing there, so let's put them there. And as of course you can see already, our aerodynamic parts of moving backwards there. Cool, so in that case let's move, copy. There's a lot of zooming in and out. It's a huge rocket, so you have to. Yeah, I'm using that as so it looks symmetric. And the part inside here, the problem is very weirdly shaped, but we will add it anyway in case we need it here. So what we want to do now, this is a 30 symmetry. That is how you get 6 of them. So we need to go to 15. So let's just add them there. Where are you? There. So now we have, when we have peeled off all of them, we have some wings also that will keep our aerodynamic profile a bit, at least, especially when we have peeled off all of these big rockets. It means that our rocket will become very top heavy, but we still have reaction wheels, and that's why I added those wings on the inside of the rockets, or inside our papyrus. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that in English. It's a weird word in English, I think. Papyrus. Yeah, it's always hard. It's not an English word even, so yeah, probably why. Okay, so what we want to do now is go with the structural things here. Cool. So as we have wing, we don't want them to be hit. So let's go to. We will go Okay, let's get our symmetry back to 2. And our... that one, snapping the grid. So I will offset them a bit, and I think, if I understand this correctly, you want to add these guys up at the center of the mass or above. So the offset, I think I will go with offset all the way like that. Okay, cool. So now we have something to hold on it, so we go steady up. So let's... One thing, the game really likes the stage 10. Every time I put something new in, it wants it to be here. So I don't know why. So yeah, this was probably a long video, but it was actually fairly complex. It's the most complex rocket I've built, with many stages. How to use this, it's kind of like 3 ships into one ship. So we have orbiter here, we have a transfer ship here, and we have a lander here. So yeah, it's a highly complex ship, or the most complex ship I have built so far. And yeah, I guess it could be a lot smaller if I had better stuff. But for now, this is more enough for... Yeah, this is the design I will go with. So we will try and fly this ship to Duna in the next episode, and until then, thank you for watching.